Some scenes from the first part of tonight's story.
I came in to do you a favor. Here's a homicide. Should be right up your alley. Knowing how you feel about the Ewings. The body was found in South Fork. Oh, you might have a little trouble. The remains have been buried a long time.
You have everyone convinced that Sue Ellen's drinking. Now all we have to do is to find a way to get her to take that first drink.
Let me do the thinking. Works better that way.
I think it's coming down to putting her back in the sanitarium again.
I send her back to that place. She hated it.
Do I have to keep reminding you she's my wife?
You gotta get better, you hear me? Because we've got a lot to do together, you and me. I'm gonna fight them, I swear. I'm gonna get the Ewings for what they've done to you. Engraving in here, did the lab check that out?
Yes, it says to HM with love, RB.
The body was found on South Fork. Maybe the man worked on South Fork.
You're telling me you're not drinking and JR's trying to make you look like a drunk?
Yes.
If you feel you have to leave JR, then do it.
What about little John?
That's a choice you may have to make.
You know any of those guys?
Well, yeah. I knew McKinney.
What about him?
He was foreman on the South Fork for a couple of years, that's all.
Ever have a fight with Jock Ewing?
Well, Jock fired him.
You fired him?
They hated each other's guts.
Do you have the strength to leave your child?
Dusty will help me get him back.
You're still relying on someone else's strength.
Dusty will help me get him back, Dr. L.B. I know he will.
You know that investigator from the DA's office that's been going over my land with a metal detector?
Yeah? What about him?
I just found a real old .38 caliber service revolver. It's buried now 20 yards from where I found the body.
Well, I think maybe you boys better see if you can call in a few markers and get Cliff Barnes off this investigation. Because if Ray's right, that was my gun, all right.
Right there in the bar, Jock fired him. He ordered him to leave the ranch by morning, or he was going to kill him.
We both know what's been happening to us. While we've been arguing about the park, Ellie, I've been falling in love with you. And you've been falling in love with me.
Dusty Farlow, heir to the Great Southern Cross Ranch, was killed in that crash on a flight from San Angelo to Dallas-Fort Worth. Wreckage of the twin-engine plane was scattered over several acres of rough terrain. The plane apparently encountered difficulty while flying through an unexpected electrical storm.
To arrest you in connection with the murder of one Hutchinson McKinney. You have the right to remain silent. If you give up the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.